overstay
I was about to say, I don't want to open it and her walk into it. Where's...
Look, let's go see baby. Let's go see baby Maya. She's ready for her bat mitzvah.
Last time I was here, I was like, my sister was really high.
Okay. Let's run a talk. Right, go.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We begin on 128, Hine Matov, how good it is to be together. Hine Matov, Umanayim Shevetachim Gam Yachad. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbos.
It's our great pleasure to welcome the Williams family to the Bima as they light our Shabbat candles, 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav mitzivanu lehatlik ner Shel Shabbat.
And for those who are able, we rise together for our Kiddush, top of page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchautanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila Lemikra kodesh zecher yitziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uratzon hinchautanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat.
L'chaim.
Yeah, take a sip, you deserve it. Is it good?
No, mine.
Not mine. We turn to the top of page 127, 127, as we read together. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if we're a hoard of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand and wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act we care nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty, a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We turn to page 138. 38, Lachado D.
Lechandon di likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechandon di likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשב בתחילה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
And we rise together to greet Shabbat HaMelkah.
בואי ושלום עטרת מעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחנדון די לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
The bottom of page 145, we continue together. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even alike unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. We say right here, Chetzi Kaddish 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל מלאכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן מעלמה ואמרו אמן.
146, and we rise together.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada da da da, 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 yada da da da. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yada da da da, 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 yada da da da.
Top of page 148.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim uvitbuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim mishmerotehem barakia kirzono Borei yom v'layla goleo or mipnei choshech vechoshech mipnei or Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai sevaot shemo. Eochai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Amen. Yasher koach.
On the next page, 150.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shokfeinu uvkumeinu, Nasiach bechukecha, Benismach bedivrei Toratecha, Ubemitzmotecha leolam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nehgeh yomam v'layla. Be'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלך אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתן לבניך ודיברת בם בפשיטך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיהם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Yasher Koach.
Chazak Baruch. The top of page 157, we continue together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Our Mi Chamocha on the next page.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei pele, Nora tehilot osei pele, Adonai meloch leolam ba'ed. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, pokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai hi meloch leolam ba'ed. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da.
161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we might lie down in peace, rise up waiting to do your will. Our Hashkivenu 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, Mehamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, Vehamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Together at the top of page 163. We are people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable, without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Vishamru 162.
Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat l'torotam berit olam, beini ubein bnei Yisrael, oti le'olam le'olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ubayom hashvi Shabbat ma'inafash.
We read together at the middle of page 165. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor bend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. And for those who are able, we rise together for our tefillah 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Mehanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Bezrat Sarah, atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Metim atah Rav Lehoshia, Mori Tatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanat ha'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei ha'metim. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. The top of page 173, we continue together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. The bottom of page 174, before Cantor will sing, would say, but just notice the Chatimah of the prayer. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Bless you, Adonai, whose presence returned to Zion. Al Chat V'Kama, all the more so, to beseech God for his eyes to be on Israel. Cantor.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael U'tefilatam Be'ahava Tekabel Tehil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael amecha el karov lechol קורא פני אליו עבדך וחוננו שפוך רוחך עלינו ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון מרחמים ברוך אתה Adonai המחזיר שכינתו לציון
The top of page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make its temperate reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. בטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We take a few moments for private meditation. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. מאמרו, מאמרו, אמן.
At this moment in our service, we think of those in our community, those especially who are in need of healing of body or spirit. Sophia Berry, Mary Lynn Bates, Margaret Bell, Fatima Block, Barbara Keynes, Orit Cohen, Mindy Khan and Joel Khan, Cindy Land, Robin Lazarus, Jerry Leader, Marilyn Leeds, Richard Magnati, Stephen Muss, Ron Oistreicher, Michael Bat Rachel, Nathan Ruha, Kathy Shankman and Robert Shankman, Keith Scher, Jerry Sklar, Nathan Thompson, Alan Unger, and Kimora Womack. For those who are with us tonight, if you're thinking of a loved one, a friend, and you wish to share a name out loud, we invite you to do so either by rising or as my eyes meet yours. For those names mentioned out loud and for those names that are still in our hearts, on Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, 371.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor habracha le'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imoteinu Mekor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I want to do, I hate this question. Can you hear me? That's an oh yeah. I had a professor, a dear professor, a rabbi in rabbinical school, and he said to me, anytime when there's ever tragedy, rabbis can't get away with saying there are no words. You have to find something. But if you can't find words. So, after the past week, I looked at my rabbinic documents trying to come up what would be the right words for me to capture what this has been for the Jewish community. And some rabbis choose to recite this from Isaiah 55, 8 through 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways, says Adonai. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. That's a challenge. And then I looked up in the Talmud, of all books, Avodah Zarah, which really speaks about idolatry. And this one may acquire eternity in an hour, while others take many years to acquire it. So the first question now that I want to ask, I want to check in with you. How are you feeling? It's okay to say it out loud. I'm coming down. What's going on your past week? The emotions. Sadness, scared, anger, resentment, confused, not understanding, feel like I'm sitting Shiva anymore, lost, uncertainty. I'm going to look at Paul and Louise. I'm going to look at Betty, where's Jack? And Robbie, I want you to think of your dad, and if I left anyone out, I apologize. But when you talk to children of survivors, once you get to know them, one of the most empathic questions you can ask a child of a survivor, what was it like growing up? Steve, correct? Sometimes Holocaust survivors didn't want to talk about it. We know through case studies that often children of survivors grew up in a very difficult household. But on the other hand, some survivors talked about it. And talking about it helped with the trauma and recorded the stories for people to learn about. But that is a unique population. Because everything that we just heard out loud, all of the emotions, there's no doubt in my mind we're feeling it. And I believe it was Saturday night. I woke up, it was 1 a.m, and I decided to look at my phone, and I knew there were rumors. But once I saw the news, those 6 beautiful souls executed, just like in the camps, my heart sank to the floor. It felt like October 8th, 9th, and 10th all over again for us. And for the past year, we have been living like this. Back in November, Rachel and I, we were in Nashville when we saw the first released hostages, tears coming down our eyes. When the 4 were rescued, the images of the joy of the reunification of the families, tears. And last week's rescue, Quaidar Al-Farani, if you see all of his family running to the hospital to greet him, tears. The celebration of joy, and now we get this. And this is the crux of the problem. That maybe children of survivors understand. And now when I'm thinking of the Drogodsky family, September is a very difficult month for you too. The brother-in-law, Ernie, blessed memory, died in the Pentagon. I had a congregation in San Diego. Jane Marks, her sister died on the 80th floor. Most of us don't understand or live this type of tragedy, this type of trauma. That's what makes it so hard. We are having a difficult time trying to respond to this trauma. And the cruelest thing that we can do is trying to make assessments how other people should feel or how other people should act. One of the boards I sit on, Stand With Us, issued a remarkable statement recognizing the anger of 500,000 protesters in Tel Aviv, while on the other hand, acknowledging that that's part of the ethos in a contemporary Israeli society. People have strong opinions during this time. And no one should have to be forced to negotiate with terrorists when someone is kidnapped. That is the cruelest way to ever live. And we have found documentation in the tunnels that the game plan from Hamas, from its beginning, was to create a political division in the state of Israel, create a division among Jews, in the world, to put Israel as the bad guy and never have any empathy or care for the Palestinian civilians nor the hostages. That was their game plan. And it's working. It's a good noise. I wish I had the perfect pill to take this away. Every single day on my social media feed, which I gotta put it down, it's not helping, it's one thing after the other. College campuses are on fire again. An assault at University of Pittsburgh, assault at a barber shop in Yonkers. All of this trauma. I want to be honest with you. The trauma is going to get worse. It'll get a little bit better. A little worse. And then I believe in my soul, we will be okay. We're just not there yet. On Sunday and Monday, I've never done this before. I wrote my working draft of my Rosh Hashanah morning sermon. I'm memorializing how the Jewish community was feeling and what our response should be. Every single adjective and emotion you listed, I wrote down. But this cannot be our final chapter. This morning, who's from New York? Robbie, how do you call it? CUNY? C-U-N-Y, CUNY? Okay, I know this. CUNY City, CUNY. They issued a grotesque statement saying the resistance is here, and wherever the Zionists are, there will be agitators in their face. This is what I know from history. We resisted the Assyrians. We survived the Babylonians. We survived the Greeks and defeated them. We survived the Romans. We were heavily persecuted in medieval Europe, the Crusades, but we're still standing. We survived the Shoah. And if we think this is going to be our final chapter, it's far from it. But right now, in this month of Elul, the best thing that I can do for your rabbi is make sure that when you're here at this temple or this community, this will be your place of refuge. I will not allow any of these inherently misguided college students, the protesters on the streets, to tell us how we get to practice and love God, Torah, and Israel. That's up to us. And next Friday, I felt it was so fitting that the Jewish community needs to be here. We're joined by Temple Bethel, Danny Cohn of the Federation, and we're going to have a special speaker who will share a personal story next Friday night. But when we watch the Shivas of the 6 families, the 6 funerals, there's one scene that I will never forget. Jonathan and Rachel, this is a traditional Shiva. They were sitting low like this. The chief rabbi, the chief Ashkenazic rabbi, Rabbi Lowe, came there to sit Shiva with them as a sign of comfort. Our job is to metaphorically sit with the people of Israel, their families, until this is over. And then such trauma will eventually convalesce. And Shabbat will always be here for us and the next generations, and even that beautiful Bat Zion of yours, the daughter of Israel. Shabbat Shalom. We rise together. Aleinu, 586.
David.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. מה אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. On this Shabbat, we recall the yortzites of Andrew David Abrams, Max Alpert, Morris Barstein, Flossie Bayer, Arthur Berman, Helen Berman, Bertha Berman, Faye Brickman, Eva Camp, Tessie Stein Cohen, Verdon Cohen, Celia Cooperman, Jacob Cotton, Gerald Gashi-Dorsky, Robert Eisner, Isidore Paul Friedman, Elsie Ginsberg, Stanley Gold, Eleanor Goldblatt, Adele Goldstein, Rose Raff Goldstein, Don Goldstein Jr., Solomon Graybov, Jacob S. Harris, Malin A. Hartzell Jr., Alan G. Howard, Ruth Jacobs, Sylvia Jacobs, May Caden, Rebecca Krensman-Lefkowitz, Jack Levin, Sadie Silverfield Levin, Edna T. London, Marjorie Weiss-Margolin, Jerry Markovitz, Ike May, Jerome Mayer, Molly C. Newman, Morris Ofson, Louis Phillips, Lillian L. Rothschild, Harold Safras, Maurice Soloway, Ida Herman Schultz, Carl Schwartz, Irvin F. Siegel, James Gordon Sperling, Robert Spielberger, Manuel Steinberg, Cy Stern, Isidore H. Sugarman, Leon Judah Weinberger, Charles Weinstein, Lynn Otis Wilmoth, Ellen Weicker, and our heartfelt condolences in the recent passings of Marilyn Haver, David Hamrick, Diane Kerr, Bob Marcus, Chad Petrowski, and Charles South. May all their memories forever be a blessing. If it is your custom to rise for a mourner's Kaddish, we invite you to do so. 598. Yikadal v'ikadash shmei rabbah, be'omad divrach hirotei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon of yom echon, u'chayei l'kol beit Yisrael, b'galah u'izman kariv v'yimru,
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam alamei maya, Yit Barach, V'hi Shabach, V'hi Ba'ar, V'hi Romam, V'hi Naseh. V'tadar, V'talel, V'talel, Shemei Dekucha.
Barichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damin ram yama v'yamru,
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yamru,
Amen.
Osei shalom b'imromav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yamru, amen.
Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, me'imeru, amen.
We conclude with Haktifa.
Kol balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homia, ulfatei mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia. Od lo avda tikvateinu, hatikva bat shnot alpaim, liotam chofshim be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim, liotam chofshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Good Shabbos.